Hi there, I'm going to be talking about StoryPatch, a digital storytelling app that you could use in conjunction with Story Grammar Marker or Theme Maker even to teach narrative elements and expository text structures. So I'm going to give a brief overview of how the app works and how it can, how Story Grammar Marker can expand the power of this app so that kids start to internalize these structures. So in StoryPatch, you can start by creating a new story, and you have choices to build a story with help or build it in more of an unstructured way. So I'm going to do a story with help. It allows you first to pick a theme. And they have all sorts of interesting themes here, like discovering a new planet, working on a farm, or an undersea adventure. So I'm going to do that one. And then you need to use the red buttons to clarify the story and build the story through story elements. So you can first pick a kind of boat. I'll go with the speedboat. Then you tap the element to move on. We'll jump loudly into the water. And what is staring at you under the water? So the with help stories basically are simple stories that you could use to develop an action sequence, or with scaffolding try to be a little bit more complex. So with students, as you're making these choices, we can clarify that the character is you. You're out on the ocean in your speedboat. When you want to dive quickly into the water, but you see a giant seahorse down below. Or as you build the story, you could just simply consider those as actions that happen in the story. As we add another action here, that you see whales and a giant starfish, and you find a map and key inside the treasure chest, which would make a good wrap up to the story. So it's up to you, and you could kind of figure out each of those themes has a little bit of a different structure that they're eliciting. So it's good to get sort of familiar with them and offer choices. When you click go or tap go, StoryPatch builds the story, and it kind of clarifies maybe a little bit who the characters and settings are, or you could get to know what it's going to insert automatically. And what you can do along the way is, let's see, maybe start with the scenery, and you can choose a scene that would work for you. Okay, and I inserted 2 pictures there, so if I don't like an element, I can just hold and get the menu up, and I can delete that element. And you can do lots of things with images along the way. And by going forward in the story, you can add more visuals as the story gets told. So since it was a giant seahorse, maybe we would want to make it huge. Okay, and you can go into as much detail as you'd like with this and move through building the story. Okay, and when you go back to home, you can read your story and review them. So you can go into as much detail as you'd like. And so when you go to create a new story, also you can create stories without any help, which is kind of a blank slate for you. So you could work on descriptive level of narrative and just work on building a character. And it allows you to customize characters, their face, body, skin, eyes, hair, shirt, pants, shoes, so you can get a lot of descriptive language while focusing on character. He looks a little scared, huh? Or you can work on descriptive aspects of the setting. So if I wanted to do, say, a country castle, and focus on adding some elements that would go with that particular setting. So any of the animals and objects, such as this castle might have a dragon that lives nearby. And a sorcerer. And you can always change the size of elements. So this is a good way to emphasize descriptive setting. Or, as you can guess, you could get as complicated as you like. It's really up to you, and Story Grammar Marker can just be a way for you to expand the experience for kids beyond using the app so that they can start using these structures in their narrative a bit more clearly. So, hope you enjoyed that little tour of StoryPatch. I think it's a great app to add to your collection and play around with and see how it can help students grow their language. Thanks.